What up, fam? Kyle, dude, welcome to mi casa.
Welcome to another brand new.
Welcome to a See, now first you went the what up?
What up, fam? Welcome
Nailed
to
that.
a brand new.
I'm always throwing in new things, man. Welcome to a brand new Navy versus Air Force Q&A.
We did it again.
We're bringing it. 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 The first question is coming straight from the homie Archie.
Oh.
Archizzle, one of the Army YouTubers. He says, "What are the things you regret and things you would do all over again?" Oh man. Now you know how.
What would I go back and change, or what do I regret?
Yeah.
I honestly regret signing a 6-year contract.
You could have done 4.
Yes, 4 or 6. And
Like,
they
it was-
always talk you into the
Did he-
6 because they're like, but you get that rank right after tech school. And now, like, looking back at it, I was like, man.
So he sold you on that. Like,
Yeah.
you got sold.
I would have tested for staff at the same time. Like,
Right.
regardless whether or not, like, I
Yeah.
still would have tested for staff, and I still would have made it this year.
So technically you would
So
have
technically, I'd be the same.
You'd be a civilian right now?
No, I'd be.
If you did the
I would have
plus.
made staff, so I'd be a staff select right now, but I'd be separating
Right before.
in like 20 days.
Oh man, so if you did the 4, you'd be on your way out
Yeah,
right
I'd
now.
literally be out processing right now, and because it's during the holidays, they would have moved it forward to before holidays, so I actually
You'd be
would.
done.
I'd be a civilian right now.
You'd be starting your traveling.
I would.
But now, just think of it this way. Now you got 2 more years, but you can save up and get your
Yeah, no, that's-
get things prepared.
So it's like it's a blessing and a
It's a
curse
blessing
at the
in
same
disguise,
time.
yeah.
Like that's how I feel
Yeah.
about it. Like that was something I would go back, because if I was on a more time restriction, I probably would have grinded way harder the last 4 years.
Right.
But now that I know, I'm like, oh, I got 2 years left. I'm like, that's why we're like YouTube, like
Yeah.
all that. Like it's just like go, go, go.
But one thing to answer the question, Archie, one thing that I regret definitely is not doing more college. I only took 1 college class when I was in, but I could have definitely. I had the opportunity to take more. Just to being honest with you guys, I was just being lazy. Like I was like, oh, it's only 2 or 3 classes. I can make.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Well, I was like, my
I'm like,
mentality.
nah.
I was like, oh, it's
See,
only
but you
2
weren't doing YouTube or college
No,
back then.
no.
See, I'm doing YouTube.
Right. No, see, if
Like,
you're,
for
I
what?
can understand. You have no time at all.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how you're doing YouTube and active duty Air Force. That's insane. And I was like, you know, looking back though, I had time to do college. I was just being lazy, and I was like, oh, I'm getting out in 2 years. Like, it's only 2 or 3 classes. How much is it really going to help me? Well, I'd be graduating probably next semester instead of the 2 more semesters.
Yeah.
But that's not going to help me. But yeah, you know, if you guys have a chance, try to get a couple classes in, because even if it's only 2 or 3 classes, that's 12 units. That's a semester that you could graduate early. All right, so if we wanted to pick any other job in the Navy/Air Force, we had the same job.
What did you originally want when you joined? Like,
I tell
did you
people
want?
a lot. I originally was going for Spec Op, for Special Forces.
Okay.
For SWCC, basically the boat crews that go in and drop off the SEALs and
That's
stuff,
what's up.
and do the riverine like patrols in South America and stuff.
So that's what you originally wanted.
Yeah, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna do aviation, because I thought it was really cool looking.
Yeah, you thought it was the
flight
cool,
deck.
the cool
Yeah,
job.
the cool.
you
I was
know?
like, hey, I want to be on the flight deck, because I was 18. You know, I was like super. You know, I just
Mm-hmm.
wrestled in high school. I wanted to do something exciting, fun, cool. But looking back on it, I would have definitely done a job. You know, Nava,
Mhm.
how he's like an
admin.
admin.
Yeah.
I would have done an admin type job, just because make the best of what we have. You know, we've made the best of what we've had. Look what we've done. Look what we both have done. You know, in our 4 years that we were in the military. Like, it's just the work. You just got to put in the work.
A lot of work.
You have to put it. That's what people don't understand. Like, the reason that I'm not
like sunrise or sunset, past
Right.
sunset,
right. And you know what I think?
sunrise.
You know what I think?
Huh.
The reason why I give all this information out, you know, for free, or like tell all these tips, advice, stories, tips and tricks. I know 99.9% of them are not going to do it.
That's true.
They're not going to put in this work.
True.
So what? I'm not worried. Where's my you know?
Mm-hmm.
I know nobody's going to work as hard as I am,
That's true.
because I will fucking outwork anybody.
That's what
You know, if it's for
I have
something
this
that
conversation with McKenna almost every day.
you know what I'm saying?
I said, there's no way I'm gonna let other people outwork me.
Right?
That's why I put out
Let's
so
go.
much content. That's why I put out so much work into my YouTube channel.
Right. That's
And then our YouTube channel. Like,
is it an anomaly
it's-
that you're the biggest Air Force channel and I'm the biggest Navy channel?
and we're here.
You know, for being a vlogger, you know, and we're both. I don't know, guys.
A lot of
just,
people
I don't
see
know.
you guys
There's-
doing it, and and then want to do it themselves, but don't realize how much work it really is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're like both willing. We put years into this, and it's like it's a lot of work. But we keep.
We literally
have
years.
And like, well, even like this is kind of off topic from all this, but with like how many subscribers we get, and a lot of people are like, I'm gonna start YouTubing because you guys got big, or like I'm gonna like I don't consider myself really big,
right?
And then like I'm like way bigger than he is,
right?
But like we're still like in the smaller
under
portion of YouTubers.
Under 100K.
And
we're
so
still, yeah.
But a lot of people look at us and be like, well, you guys got that, like that must be easy. But like this is taking years. Looking back now, if I could choose any job in the Air Force,
like a genie, magical genie says, "What do you
be
want?"
Like, yeah.
What's
honestly, it'd probably be like loadmaster.
Load. What is that?
It's so it's the person that loads up aircraft and flies with the aircraft and unloads
like
them.
aircrew.
Yeah, and so but like they're the specific ones that load everything up and unload. But you're considered aircrew.
Yeah.
So you travel all the time,
a lot of travel.
Everywhere.
Per diem.
Do all this stuff. Yeah, tons of money.
Nice.
Like flight hours. Like you get to see the world and get paid extra. You're making way more than I'm making, and you get to see the world.
Loadmaster.
And like some days they'll work like 1 day a week. Like they'll literally load up the plane, land in their country or wherever they're going, unload, and they're like come back in 5 days, and that's where we're loading up the plane again.
God. All right, next question from Jonathan Gametz. What a fam, he says. Any advice on how to preserve through boot camp? Now Navy or Air Force. How to preserve. Good advice.
Like
always
how to make it through.
Yeah, always good advice that I'll tell anybody is just take it 1 day at a time. 1 day at a time. Great. If you look at anything, like if you're in boot camp and you're already thinking, oh my God, I have 4 more years. Or I have 6 more years, and you're only in boot camp.
Dude, when I was in boot camp, I was living the dream. I was excited to be there.
Yeah.
Because I waited forever to go, and I was like, people ask me why I was smiling at boot camp.
Yeah.
But like honestly, the best thing is just have fun.
Have fun.
Like looking back, I don't know about how it is for Navy, but like boot camp was like the most fun I never want to have again.
Dude, no, I literally just made a video.
Like,
I was telling these guys.
It was so much fun, but it sucked at the same time.
I was
but
telling these guys, you're gonna look back and you're gonna look at it with a chuckle.
Yeah, like every day of it was like hilarious. Like you look back and every day there was a funny story you could tell.
Oh yeah.
And it's just funny looking back.
If I was to give like a tip or something like directly, I made a calendar in the back of my recruit book.
That's what I made on the side of my book. The days or the hours feel like days, and the days feel like weeks.
Yeah.
But then like in the weeks all like fly together or something like at the end like. Yeah. You feel like the days go so slow, but then the weeks go by so fast. The days go by super slow, but the weeks go by so fast.
Remember that. That is
good.
It's
crazy. Like people are worried about BMT. Look at this. I'm 4 years in. You got out already. You're already out of the military.
Right.
You already served 5 years.
Right.
I'm already 4 years in.
Right.
And so to worry about 2 months of BMT, like it goes by so fast. Like it's literally like a minuscule portion of
there's so many more
service.
There's so many more things to worry about than boot camp. All right, next question from Joseph McGenna. He says, "Only one question I have is, who let the dogs out?" Kyle, what are you doing?
I'm just letting the dogs out.
This is what you get when Kyle comes to your casa.
I'm staying.
He lets your dogs out. This question is pretty interesting from Maya. She says, for girls, which branch is better? For girls, Navy or Air Force? Now, I always was under the impression that the Air Force is where all of the attractive females went, because that's what just the mantra was. That's what everybody said. Oh, all the hot girls in the Air Force. All the hot girls are in the Air Force. And in my time in the military.
What about at Pensacola?
Right.
Who had the most attractive?
I was gonna say I'd say maybe the Navy.
What, dude?
What? Were you gonna say who were you gonna say?
Yeah, the Marines.
You're gonna say the Marines?
Yeah. It went. You said Navy first. It went Marines, Air Force, Navy.
You would say the. Okay. Well,
we were in the same barracks as the Marine females.
I don't know.
We shared the same barracks, so we saw all of them every day, all the time.
I guess it depends on what base you're at and where you're stationed.
What kind of training you go through.
There's a lot of variables, man. And see,
I bet you if I went to the medical tech school and for the Air Force, I bet you I would say the Air Force had the best looking girls.
I was gonna say, once we start getting into details and like get really into it, that's gonna start confusing people because they don't understand how deep the military is, like how all these different places and how it affects so many things.
It's confusing. Even people in the military are confused.
Yeah,
like, it's so vast. That's
so
and
funny,
expansive.
Bro.
Like,
I'm even confused myself. And I did 5 years, and I've been doing a military YouTube channel for 4. That's all I talk about is military stuff. I'm confused. Dude, you're loving on Papa over there. He's a sweet guy when he's calmed down.
When he's tired.
When he's tired, dude, he's a lot of energy. All right, so wrap up this Q&A. Ace. I was gonna say the what up fam. I read his name. I read his name with the what up fam voice. Ace Bravo says, "Hey fam, what is one thing you think the Navy should change about boot camp, and one thing the Air Force should change?" So, you know,
everything.
Change it all. Let me come up with the boot camp curriculum.
Make it like the Marines.
Why not? How funny would that be?
Everybody should just go through Marine boot camp.
No.
And then disperse to their tech schools
you
from
think
there.
you're going to Navy boot camp and they end up in Parasite? They're like, what? Like, what is going on?
Fog of War, hardcore, man.
That'd be freaking hilarious. But anyways, what I think they should change, I guess if I had like a magic genie and I could change it, I would add an obstacle course, because the Navy boot camp is not physical at all. And I would add the obstacle course on a ship obstacle course. Like an actually really physical one, like where it's like, you know, I don't know.
So in the Air Force, ours was like cut in half and all the way through, and now it's like almost, I don't even know if they do it anymore,
Papa farted.
I'm gonna keep going.
Papa, you're going through Papa's fart? That is dedication, you go.
So when we would have to jump off like ledges, if it was like over a foot tall, you had to like put both feet on the edge and jump and like land like properly, and they would have like an instructor watch everyone like. What? Yeah, dude, it wasn't like you go through this obstacle course and it'd be crazy and you're like doing parkour. No, it was like very like structured, like this is how you have to jump off this ledge. When you land, make sure you land like this. Don't hurt yourself.
Oh my god.
And like it was kind of annoying because I was like,
that's boring. I would want to go like just
you're like sitting here like
just go crazy.
Oh, come on. No, it was not like that at all. It was very
oh my god.
It was like worse than playing on a playground like as a kid. Like I felt like there was less rules on like recess in like middle school. Like we used to jump off the top, like the double decker, like where the little fire pole was. We used to jump off that all the time.
Y'all crazy in recess.
And like then here it's like if it's over like a foot tall, you have to jump a certain way.
I'm picturing like a bunch of Air Force recruits jumping off this little ledge, like woo.
Yeah, it was super awkward. Like honestly, it was almost like. After we did it, we were like, that was kind of stupid. Like, why do they even have this? So maybe that's why they got rid of it.
What do you think the Air Force should change?
I think they should change because recently
the Navy.
They don't really yell a whole lot. Like they do, but they don't anymore, and they're very like restrictive. I think that they should be able to yell as much as they want constantly. Like the Marines don't cut back on it. The fog of war, that's like a thing they try to get in people's heads. They want people to be able to focus under stress.
Exactly.
And when I'm screaming at you constantly and you can't focus, I need you to focus. Like
exactly.
And the Air Force is like taking the baby approach to that. Like they're like babying people. I mean, like, oh, we can't yell at you, we can't use mean language, we can't talk down to you, and it's like, but you're a trainee, you're supposed to be learning, you're supposed to be getting yelled at, you're supposed to be put in your place, and they don't, like the Marines have not cut back on
I
that.
agree 100%.
But the Air Force like is trying to cut that out of it, and I don't really agree. I think they should go back and revert back to
because the way I feel, like you were saying, if someone can't take the pressure of the military, if they're gonna crack just in training and boot camp, I don't want that person in the fleet that's gonna potentially put my life at risk.
That's true.
Because they can't even handle an RDC yelling at them for a couple minutes.
When you're not like the hectic of like the flight
when
deck,
I'm working on the
deck and they're like trying to taxi this plane here and this plane's about to launch.
If I'm working on the flight deck and there's 3 aircraft taxiing around me with propellers and jet blasts and one's taking off the catapult 20 feet in front of me and then they're about to land on a giant rubber band, I don't want some dingling that
you're like, I can't handle this.
That's gonna get me killed on the flight deck. Alright fam, thank you so much for coming out to this Navy vs Air Force Q&A. As always, social media below and part 2 of this Q&A. This is going to be on both of our channels, so we answered some questions on my channel. The other part of the Navy vs Air Force Q&A will be on the one and only KG.
And also click the subscribe button to JT. Click the like button down below. And
the notification bell. Dude, there's so many things we have to tell them now. I feel like
you guys gotta keep up,
hit the subscribe button, hit the notification
it should
bell.
Be like second nature, like videos up, like.
Oh,
don't click subscribe because you probably already subscribed.
But. My outro, I usually do like I usually like get in the mood. I'm like, alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you. Social media below as always. Blah 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 blah. And say, come on, what up? Close it up. You know, we all have our outros. But hey guys, thank you so much for all the continued support. You guys have been blowing up. They've been blowing up my videos lately, man, with the likes and support and comments.
You recently hit 20K?
Yeah, we're almost at 25K.
Next one's 50?
I feel like we can hit 50K in less than 3 months. Boy!
Peace out.
Peace out. Peace out.
Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Wake up every morning.